Hola, clase. ¿Cómo están? Excelente. We made it to another Friday here on Learning with Senor Cow Cow. So, welcome. Let's go ahead and get our warm up out of the way. By the way, I'll show you something. We had a Rocket League game today that I streamed, and this is what I did beforehand. Welcome to the esports arena. Look at the fans. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, anyway, back to reality. Okay, so let's go to your warm up here. Okay, it says using your new notes packet, those 3 pages that I posted on Google Classroom or handed you in class if you're watching this most likely, say the following. Um, so what I'm referring to is this. It's 3 pages of notes, most of which we've already covered, but there are 3 things that are kind of introduced here, using 2 verbs, um, phrases with get, and reciprocal actions. All right, we're going to go over it again, but see how you do. And again, if you don't have that, if I were you, I would jump on Google Classroom and download that and print it. Okay, those pages are very important to know, especially at the Spanish 3 level. Okay, anyway, once you've done that, can I say, por favor, saquen papel y practiquen. Pause the video now. All right, first one. Make sure I'm streaming the right thing. Yes, okay. Okay, number 1. I need to shower myself. Now, again, there are 2 ways to say this. Either one is perfectly fine. You could say, me necesito duchar or necesito ducharme. They're both 100% grammatically correct. Again, I want to emphasize that the second way is the way that you would always hear native speakers say this. There are exceptions, but typically when someone's speaking Spanish, they like to get it out. Whatever flows better, maybe is a little bit faster. So that if you want to sound more like a native speaker, go with the second one. Whew, necesito ducharme. I need to shower myself. All right, you should brush your hair. Te debes cepillar el pelo. Debes cepillarte el pelo. You should brush on yourself the hair. Okay, that's why we don't say tu pelo. You should brush on yourself the hair. All right, moving on. This is a reciprocal word. They hug each other would be ellos se abrazan. They hug each other. Remember, in Spanish, you always have to know who's receiving the action. In this case, they both are. There's a person here, and then here are their arms, and another person here. Look, they're hugging. Okay? I know those are some really good graphics. If you're impressed, it's okay. All right, we kiss each other would be nos besamos. Okay? Yeah. I can't remember the one for a heart. Let's see. Shoot. Oh well. Imagine that's a heart. Anyway, so nos besamos, we kiss each other. Okay, again, it's this, imagine arrows. It's a back and forth action. They're doing it to each other, hugging each other, kissing each other, shaking hands, talking to each other, looking at each other, writing to each other. It's reciprocal, means back and forth, one way and back the other. All right, she gets sick a lot would be ella se enferma mucho. Because really, this is something that is happening within herself. She becomes sick, se enferma. Okay, and he gets mad when he plays Fortnite. Él se enoja cuando juega Fortnite. And who does it? Él se enoja cuando juega Fortnite. He gets mad, she gets sick. Get married, get up, get down. Okay, all those get things are these little reflexive things most of the time. Okay, so next, let's go and see how well we remember our reflexive verbs, okay? I'm going to give you just a second to say each one because I don't want to spend all day on this thing, but let's have a look. All right, to brush hair. Cepillarse el pelo. Cepillarse los dientes. Ducharse. This is to get up physically. Levantarse. Maquillarse. Afeitarse. Peinarse. Secarse. To wake up. Despertarse. Remember, we got plenty of stem changes in here. So this, what would be I wake up? Yo me despierto. And again, this comes with practice. If you say it enough times, like if you practice telling people what time you get up. Los lunes me despierto a las 6, pero los sábados me despierto a las 10. So once you say me despierto, me despierto, me despierto, it's going to sound right. To get ready. Arreglarse. To get dressed. Vestirse, ponerse la ropa. Again, if you use the first one, it would be me visto. And number 2 would be me pongo la ropa. To go to bed. Acostarse. To wash. Lavarse. So if you wanted to tell somebody, I wash my hands, you would say, me lavo las manos. Me lavo el pelo. Me lavo la cabeza. To fall asleep. Dormirse. Me duermo. Me duermo a las 11. Bañarse. And to train. Entrenarse. To turn on the light. Encender la luz. Yo enciendo la luz. To turn off the light. Apagar la luz. Okay, hold on, I need to make one note on my paper real quick. 1 second, I have to write down everything. I suggest y'all do the same. Okay, helps me remember things because my brain can do one thing at a time. You can do it pretty well. Don't get me wrong, I'm a smart guy, but just one at a time. All right, let's do Kahoot for a second. Oh, let me turn this down. I have a feeling it's going to be loud. So whenever I make a Kahoot, you can choose any video you want to from YouTube. So every time you see a video play, it's because I chose the video and put it there. Alright, yo blank a las 8 de la mañana. We'll give y'all time to think about it. Me levanto. Yeah. Laura. Let's do 3 more, just so we're not stuck here all day. We'll do 3 more. Ellos se maquillan. Sí, guys, nos levantamos. Let's do one more. Paulina I will do one more. And we'll end that. This whole word so everyone can get it. Okay. Now I'm going to go over your new notes section with you. And so here's the thing. I'm going to switch back to the face cam for a minute because it's important. So I was telling my classes today, I have not taught Spanish 3 in a while. And I'm very thankful to have it. I feel very blessed and fortunate that I'm able to teach it this year because I've been asking for it for a long time. And I was talking with Miss Johnson, my department head, and she said that what we do with Spanish 3 is we review and then expand. We add new things, not just going back over what we learned last year. So this is a really good opportunity for you guys because most everybody that takes Spanish 3 wants to learn things at a higher level. So here we go. All right. So back to this. Okay, we're good. We're right on time. Okay. So what we're doing here is most of this, fortunately, is stuff that I've already said, and I'm going to keep this short. So this says reflexive verbs end with arreglarse, arreglarse, irse. That's how you know that whoever's doing something is going to be doing it to him or herself. These are your reflexive pronouns. Mete se, nosotros se. This is saying whenever you use one, you have to add these in. Like, for example, dormirse, me duermo, te duermes, se duerme, nos dormimos. Every single time you have to have one because you need to know who's receiving the action. This is the same thing, but in the past tense, the preterite. Me dormí, te dormiste, se durmió. And like I said yesterday, these things are very commonly said out in the real world. Like you wake up, you're late for class, oh, me dormí. ¿Qué hora es? Me dormí. Or, ¿dónde está tu mamá? Se durmió. Okay, very common. It's not like this is some super advanced thing. This says they behave like any regular old AR, ER, IR verb. Okay, now this, and watch yesterday's video if you want a more detailed explanation of this. But basically, when you have two verbs, there are two ways that you can write this. Okay, I want to put on the shirt. Quiero ponerme la camisa, or me quiero poner la camisa. Every word has a meaning. Quiero says I want. Poner says to put on. And then me is myself. I want to put on myself the shirt. And again here, I want to put on the shirt on myself. Okay? This one, I am putting on myself the shirt. I am putting on myself the shirt. So the short answer to all of this is when you have these two verbs, like quiero poner, you can put me before the two verbs or attached to the end. Never, ever, ever in the middle. Again, this is going to be the way that most native speakers say it. Like if somebody's like, come on, let's go. You say, quiero ponerme la camisa. I want to put on the shirt. Come on now. So that's how that works. We're going to skip this and come back to it this section. This is simply saying what I already told you. All of these things people are doing to themselves. Whether it's I am washing my own hands, or you are dressing your body, or they are brushing their own teeth, your hands come back to yourself, whoever it is. Okay, now here is an example where we're going to expand our vocabulary. So, what this part says again, in English we have a huge number of idiomatic expressions that use the verb get and have nothing to do with actually getting or receiving things. Okay, for example, to get up, to get down, to get bored, to get tired, to get mad. These all have their own special reflexive verb. Okay, okay, these are okay. I can space these out good. Um, okay, so these are some examples of words that you need to learn. Levantarse, to get up. Bajarse, to get down, to get off of, to get out of. Like to get off of a bus, for example. Casarse is to get married. Divorciarse, to get divorced. Enfermarse, to become sick. Enojarse, to get mad. Aburrirse, to get bored. And cansarse, to get tired or to wear down. Okay? As in how you're feeling, not a thing. All right, so here's some examples. They get married in June. Ellos se casan en junio. She gets sick every fall. Ella se enferma cada otoño. We get up early. Nos levantamos temprano. They get tired by Friday. This is referring to teachers and students. Ellos se cansan para el viernes. Okay, so you'll notice these, wherever you see that say, you've got to use your little mete say when you conjugate them. Okay, so know these verbs. Okay, you will need to know them. And finally, reciprocal actions. This is a fairly simple idea. So basically, reciprocal actions, simply put, these are things that you do, and here's the key word, to each other. Okay? Let me put myself on the camera for a second to demonstrate this. This is a reciprocal action. Person A and person B, they are doing something to each other. They are kissing each other. This way, this way. It's going back and forth. They are hugging each other. They are shaking hands, talking to each other, etc. Okay, it's that whole back and forth that is reciprocating. Okay, when something happens and then you do it back. I'm gonna scratch my head and we'll continue. Okay, so these verbs to show you. All right. Also, you need to know these verbs. Okay, this is what Spanish 3 is all about. This is where Spanish starts getting exciting because you're going to start to be able to say more high level things like actual native speakers say. I can talk to most any native speaker and hold my own. The only thing that holds me back is like if somebody has a really heavy accent, like for example, like from a small town in Mexico. I taught a lot of students from a place called Tabasco, and they had a very hard accent for me to understand. Also, sometimes people from the Caribbean can speak in a very kind of I don't want to say broken, but they leave off a lot of things, like S's. Like we say muchas gracias, they say muchas gracias. And that stuff adds up quick when you have two of them talking to each other. Anyway, sorry, back to this. All right, so we have besarse, to kiss each other, abrazarse, to hug each other, hablarse, to talk to each other, verse, to see each other, conocerse, to know each other, llamarse, to call each other, escribirse, to write each other, like if you're writing emails or letters or messages, and then darse la mano is to shake hands with each other. All right, so let's look at our examples here. Ugh, my parents always kiss each other. Mis padres siempre se besan. They kiss each other. Mwah. We call each other every day. Nos llamamos cada día. They see each other every Monday. Ellos se ven cada lunes, or todos los lunes. And finally, Wow, y'all know each other well. Ustedes se conocen bien. It's reciprocal. It goes back and forth and it's equal. All right? All right. Now we've arrived at our last little assignment here. Yep. All right. So this is going to be on Google Classroom. It says, and this is a fairly short assignment, I'm just looking for 9 things. It says, using what you've learned from your packet, write sentences about what college students do at their university. I want the following. So I'm just giving you a little frame here. This is where we are. We're off at college. Okay, so show me 3 sentences that use the whole two verbs, two ways concept, 3 sentences with the get expressions, and 3 sentences with reciprocal verbs. This will be turned in but not graded. I will be reading through them to see how well we got it. So again, just imagine people, these, 20, 19, 18-year-olds off at college. Think about everything you can say. Okay, there's a lot of things that go on at college. Um, a lot of people talking to each other and people who need to, I don't know, brush their teeth. You know how college is. You stay up all night, etc. All right, y'all can do it. I know you can. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you here, and I will see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Adios.